Welcome back and let's get started. So what is JavaScript? JavaScript is a lightweight, cross-platform, object-oriented computer programming language. And today you can use JavaScript in different places. Client side, server side with Node.js. We'll be talking about the client side during this tutorial. JavaScript can be used to add dynamic effect and interactivity to a website. That means that you can use JavaScript to add different like animation, slideshow. JavaScript files have a .js file extension. Now last but not least, JavaScript is not the same as Java. On the next screen we see how to add JavaScript to a web page. Okay, I got my code editor open on the left and my browser open on the right. So one way to include the JavaScript on your web page is internally by using the script tag inside the head tag right here. Let's say scripts. And we close it. In between we place our JavaScript code. For example, like create simple alerts. The alert function. Let's say hello. I save it. Right here, you can see have a pop-up that says hello, and this is a JavaScript code. Get rid of this. Let's say I want to run a console log. Say hello from console. Let's comment this one out. Let's save it. Nothing happened. But when you right click and choose inspect, you get this little option with console. Don't worry about this. You get a hello from the console. This is the console. Browser comes whether you can use to debug your code. Write JavaScript code here. For example, I can say alert. Hi. Close. Press enter. You have it right here. So you can try your code also in the console. We'll be using the console during the first half of this tutorial. So that's one way to include JavaScript. Now we can also include our JavaScript code before the closing of the body tag at the bottom right here. So let's do that. Let me comment this. Let me copy this and comment it out. And let's go back to the bottom right here. Let's paste it. Now let's try the hello again. We save it. You get a hello again. Now let's try this one. We get a hello from console again. So it works on the top and on the bottom also. So what's the difference between including the header, the head tag, or placing before the closing of the body tag? Because your browser reads your code from the top to the bottom, including your scripts, your JavaScript code at the bottom will help your website load faster. So this is the one way to include JavaScript on your web page. The second way is external, by creating a separate file to include your JavaScript code in it. So let's create a script file called scripts. You can name it whatever you want. .js, and this is empty. And we go here. We're gonna link to that script file. So we open and close again. Scripts, and we specify the src in the source. It's by our file name. So scripts tag JS, and we close it. And let's try to do the same one over there also. Let me just copy this. Let's have a script file, paste it. Now we don't have to include like this no more. We can just leave it like this. So let's try the first one to make sure that our file is working, and we have it here. Hello. Say okay. And let's see the console dialog. Save it. We had a hello from console again. So those are the two ways you can include JavaScript on your web page: internally, like this, or external, by creating different files to include your JavaScript code in it. And for best performance, it's good to include your JavaScript at the bottom before the closing of the body tag. And on next, we start talking about data type. Now let's start talking about data type, but first I would like to show you how you can write comment in JavaScript. To write comment is very simple. Put 2 forward slash. That's how you do it. Or if in Visual Studio Code, you can press the control and forward slash. It will comment out for you. To write a multi-line comment, you do it just like CSS. Forward slash asterisk your comment, say multi line comment, and we end with the asterisk. Now forward slash also. Now with that out of the way, let's talk about data type. Let me write a multi-line so we can so the first one I want to talk about is number, and that's floating point numbers for decimal and integers. The second one, string, which is sequence of character used for text. The third one is the boolean, which have value either true or false. The fourth one I'm talking about is undefined, which is a variable that does not have a value yet. And the last one I'm talking about is null, which simply means a non-existing. And we go over each one of these right now. So let's talk about variable, and we go over these one at a time. So let's talk about variables. So what are variables? Variables are like containers to hold a value that you can use, get reference to later on. To create a variable, before we start with a var keyword and then your variable name. Now just say my number. Let's just assign it, say 10. Now this is a variable name. The rule to create a variable name can start with a letter, but it cannot start with a number like 1. That's not correct. It can start with a symbol like the dollar sign. That's correct, but it cannot start with 1. It can end with 1. It just cannot start with 1. It can also start with underscore, which is valid. Also, there are some keywords in JavaScript that you cannot use for your variable. First one, you cannot say var and give it the name again, var. That's not correct. As you can see, it gave me an error. That's the old way of declaring variable. Now with the new JavaScript, we have to do is first in let, and then we gave a name to our variables. Let's say my number. Let me get rid of this real quick. Now you can see I use a give it 10. As you can see, I use a camel case right here. The first word lowercase and the first letter or the second word is an uppercase. You don't have to do it this way, but this one way is popular that is used. Another way to declare variable is the const. Let's set it to my number 2, my number 2, and let's set this one to 20. So what is the difference between let and const? Well, let, you can change your variable value that is sent later on. Where const, you cannot change this value later on. So for example, let's console log this number with a let. So let's say console log, we write a variable name, my number. We save it. As you can see right here, it gives us the 10. Let's do it for the const also. So let's say console log my number 2. Let's save it. My number 2. Let's save it. It gives us the 20. Remember this, the 10 right here. If you look at the right, it gives us the line where it's coming from. So this is the from script.js line 23. You can see right here, 23, the console. Now let's try to change the value of this variable. For example, let's change the value of my number, the first one, my number. Let's set this one to 30. Let console.log it, console.log 30. No, sorry, my number. It gives us the 30 right here. You can see right here. Now let's try to change 2 and console log it also. So my number 2, let's give it value of 50. Now let's try to console log my number 2. We save. You see we had these two, the 10, 20, we got a 30, but right here it say type error assignment to constant variable, so we cannot change it because it's a constant. This shall remain the same for the whole code, so we cannot change const. So that's the difference between let and const. This tutorial I'm going to be using the let often, so that's declaring a variable. Now let's talk about number. The number data type. Let me save this so we get rid of this error. Number. So again, let declare variable, call my number, select my number equals say 22, right? Select console.log it. My number, we save, equals 22. I don't know if you can see, but this is blue, like purplish color. Let's say want to find out what data type it is. It's very simple. What you can do is console.log and use the type of, then specify your variable. So my number, we save, it gives us right here, number. Now you see we had to cancel lag twice. One way to get this, you can write comma and then say type of and say my number again. Let me comment this one out. We save it. It gives us right here number. Now it can be negative value. It's still number. It can be decimal value, floating number. 0, 2, 1. It's still a number. It can be non negative value. It's equal a number. So that's a number data type. And let's talk about string. Let's create a variable called name and let's set it to Jonathan. Let's cancel that log it. So name. Give us Jonathan. Now let's try to see the data type of name. Now, as you can see, the string is wrapped around quotation mark right here. Let's see if I were to wrap, let's create another record. Let my number 2 equals 25, right? I save it. Now let's try to cancel that log. The number 25, the number 2, cancel the log. My number 2, and let's try to see the data type of my number 2. It gives us string, and you can see this is white, but this is like purplish. So this is no longer the number data type because enclosed inside of the quotation mark, we make it turn into the string. So I hope that makes sense. Now let's talk about concatenation, how to combine two strings. Let's say I want to say another protocol, let age equals 25. Let's say I want to say Jonathan is 25 years old. So we have some console the log, and then we have the variable name, which is name. We have plus space the quotation space is space plus now the age variable plus space years old. Let's save it, and we have right here Jonathan is 25 years old. When you use string to concatenate two strings, you use the plus symbol to concatenate them. So name, we say Jonathan is 25 years old, and you can see we use a quotation mark whenever we don't want to use a variable. But this is like one way to write it. The new way is to use template literal, and it's something like this, and with that you don't have to worry about all these plus, where to put them, how to remember them. So let me show you how to do that. Console the log, and we start with take with like the key to the left of the one key, just on the top of the tab key, just like that, and we wrap our variable with a $, 2 curly brackets, and we'll write a variable name. So name is again $, curly brackets, age, years old. We save it and we see how the same thing. Jonathan is 25 years old. So this is our template letter. Now let's move on to booleans. Your boolean is either true or false. So let's say let is raining goes false. Let me comment all this out. So let's cancel the log is running, and I say false. You can change it to true, and I say true. I'll go back to the false. So that's boolean. Comment this one out. Now let's go to undefined, which is this one right here. So what's undefined? Undefined is a variable that's been declared, but there's no value assigned to it yet. So let's say let's, for example, width. But instead of setting it to a value, let's say 200 or 2000, like 200, we set it to nothing. Instead, we put a semicolon. The variable has been declared, but there's no value assigned to it. So let's try to cancel log width. Log width, and I say, as you can see right here, undefined. I know you can see it. I say undefined right here. So now we can go back down here and give it the value. Say width equals 200, and then cancel log this width. We save it. They give us our 200 now, just string. Let's say we give it 200 with a number. Sorry. So we turn it into a string by wrapping it into quotation mark, and we give it a pixel. Then it turn white. Say 200 to show that this string no longer a number. So that's undefined. Now let's talk about the last one, which is null. And null job means non-existing. So it's null. So let's say let's user name equals null, and that's it. That's how you define it. Let's cancel that log. The log username, and I say null right here. So these are the data type, and also in this session we went over data type and variable, how to define variable, and then we take a look at numbers, string, boolean, undefined, and then null right here. Now next we will talk about math operators. So let's talk about math operator, how you can perform basic math operation in JavaScript. So let's first start with addition. How you can add two numbers together. So let's say console dialog 10 plus 20. You can see here it gives us 30. It should true. Now let's say you have something like this. Console dialog then it is string, but the 10 is a string plus 30. Let's see what we get. We get 10 30 1030, because this string automatically convert this to the string, so put both of them together. 10 30. And let's see subtraction. Say console $5 minus 3, something simple. We got 2. Now let's try multiplication. Console $12 times 3. We got 36. For division, console $12 divided by 3. We got 4. Now let's try remainder. Console say 5, and the data send percentage symbol, and say 3. We save. We got 2. So you can also use our variables. So for example, let different variables, say let num1 equals to 55, and let's say let num2 equals 50. Let's say you want to multiply these two together. Simple. Console log num1 times num2. We save it. We got 825 right here. You can do it for addition also. Plus we got 70, and same goes for multiplication, division, and remainder. So that will be it for the math operators. Next we start talking about conditional statement and logical operators. So in this session we start talking about conditional statement and logical operator. Let me write little comments right here. Conditional. So we will start with a conditional statement. What are conditional statements? Let's first start by defining some variable. Let's define a name variable. So let's name equals Mike. Let's define the age variable. Let's age equals 35. And let's define another variable. Let is Mary. And let's set it to boolean value of false. Remember, boolean has the true or false value. This is a number value and data type, and this is a string data type. So with this variable, this is a conditional statement. That's if name equals 2 equal sign Mike, say console log yes it is Mike, else console log no it is not Mike. We save it. Right here we say yes it is Mike. So we use conditional statement to check for the condition. For example, we can say if this condition right here is true, we execute this code. Else, if this condition is not true, we execute this code. So if this is true, this code will be executed. If this is not true, or else, this code will be executed. Let's say we change this to max with s, we save it. We say no, it's not max, because right here we just have Mike right here. So this condition right here, we either turn true or false. If this is true, the code here will work. If this is not true or else, this code will work right here. So that's an example of a conditional statement. Let's create another conditional statement to check his age if he's 35. Let's say if age equals like 3 equal sign triple equal sign 35. Let's cancel the log. Like correct. Or else cancel the log. And correct. Let's save it. Let's see what happened. They're correct because 35. Now as you can see here, we have 2 equal sign and triple equal sign. If one equal sign is Simon, that means we are assigning this value name to this variable. 2 equal sign or the operator, we checking these two. Checks if the name equals to this. But here we had 3 equal signs. So what's the difference between this? Let's turn this 35 into a string right here by wrapping a quotation. We save it. It's incorrect. We had 35 here. We had 35 here, but it's incorrect. So the difference between the checking right here doesn't check. This doesn't check for the data type. Doesn't check whether it's a string, number, or so. The 3 equals sign check for the value and a data type. So in this case, it's checking for the value 35 and it's looking for the data type or number. But right here we turn it to a string, so that's why it does not work. Let's say we just change this to 2 equal sign and we save it. This is correct, even if this is a number, but this is it is string. This can only check for the value, no longer the data type. So this 2 equal sign check for the value, triple equal sign check for the value and the data type also. So let's save this. It's incorrect. Let's go back here to remove the quotation and I say correct. So that's the difference between these two. Now there's another option for the if and else statement. We have another option called else if. So let's try that. Let's say if, let's check his name equal the triple equals Jonathan. Let's say console in the log. Yes, it is Jonathan. Else if name equals Mike, console the log. Yes, it is Mike. Else console the log. Nope. Let's say this, see what happens. Right here we can see yes, it's Mike. So first we check for this condition, true or false. Say if name equals Jonathan, we have Mike here, so this become false. So we move to the next line right here, as if name equals Mike, right here it goes Mike, so this become true, and therefore this line we execute, and this we not execute because we got this to be true. So the way it works is if we check this first, this is not true, we go to the next one until we find the one that is true. So this is not true, this for this is true, so execute this line right here. If none of these are true, these two are not true, then this line will execute. Let's say this is Mike's, and say nope, because this become false and this also become false. Now I say yes, it is Mike. So that's as if. Now let's talk about logical operators. There are three logical operators, and that's the AND. Let me put a code. AND, or we put a 2 and %. We have OR. And we have the NOT logical operator, which is exclamation point, and put this parenthesis. Let's see if the age is above 50 and his name is Mike. So say if age is greater than 50 and name equals Mike, say console log true, else console log false. Let me comment this out real quick. So right here we're checking for the age, if the age is greater than 50. At the same time we're checking if his name is Mike. So let's see what comes out. It says false. Wait, let me get this rid of this. It says false. The age 35 is not greater than 50, so this evaluate to false and true. When we see the end logical operator, if one of the condition is false, the whole block of condition become false. So this code right here will not execute, so move to this one. Now let's try another one. Let's say if his age is greater than 50 or his name is Mike. So let me copy this real quick, paste it here again by use or right there. Let's see how this plays out. It says true, so let's go to one of these. So this one again is false, and this is true because his name is Mike. When we're using the or, we only need one of this condition to be true and a whole condition become true. So this become true. Now let's use the not operator. This is how you do it. So let's say if his name is not Jonathan, say name exclamation point 2 equal sign and then Jonathan. I'll put uppercase right here. Console.log no, it is not Jonathan. Else, let's see, console.log the name is, and let's concatenate the variable name right here. Let me use the template little. The name is again $, curly bracket, and the name variable right here. The name is Jonathan. So let's save this. Let's say no, it's not Jonathan. So what do? We say if the name is not Jonathan, this is the negate. Remember, if we just leave it like this, it will check if the name is Jonathan. So if we save this, it say the name is Mike because the name is not Jonathan. But now we want to check, make sure the name is not Jonathan. So you say if the name is not Jonathan, cancel this. No, it's not Jonathan. So this become true because the name is not Jonathan, but it's Mike. Now you can see we had the exclamation point and we had a 2 equal sign. Right here we have like the 3. You can remember right here we have 2. And the 2 equal sign only check for the value, and the 3 equal sign check for the value and the data type. When you use a 2 equal sign with the exclamation point, it's checking both for the value and the data type. If you just do it like this, it will only check for the value, not the data type. So I hope that makes sense. And let's do one more example. Let's say if he's married. Let me show you another way to do the negate exclamation. Right now we say his married is for, let's say he later on went to marry, so we want to make sure that his married become true. So we say exclamation point is married, let's say console the log yes, else console the log nope. Let's save it. We have yes. Now we said is married to false, so the opposite of false is true. So this made the condition true, therefore this got executed. So this is another way to negate. If just leave this to be false, say nope, it's not married. But by putting the exclamation point, you negate the condition. So you turn the false to true, and therefore this will work right here. So if the condition is true, this will execute, or else this will execute. So just logical operation and conditional statement. Next, we start talking about functions. So let's talk about functions. Let me go write a quick comment. Functions. So what are functions? Functions are a set of code designed to perform a specific task. So let's first start by creating a simple function that we can write to the console like hello. To create a function, we start by first defining it by using the keyword function, and we give it a name. Let's say hello. Then we open and close bracket, open and closing curly bracket, and inside this opening and closing out of this bracket, that's where our code goes. Now naming a function has the same rule as naming a variable. You cannot start with a 1, that's not correct. You cannot start with a number, so a $sign. You cannot use a keyword. For example, you cannot use the word function again here. You cannot say something like this, function, the function like this. That's not correct because the word function is the keyword. So let's go back to that, say hello. Now let's say console log hello. Now let me comment this one out, and let me comment this one out also. Now let's go back to our function. So our function with console hello, we write hello to the console log. I save it, but nothing happens here. Nothing happens. This is the defining other function. Now we have to call it. Now we have to call our function by specify its name. So say hello, and then the bracket, the parentheses. Now we save it. Now we have a hello right here. Now this is just simple. Imagine you have a bunch of code that you want to repeat. On different occasions, you can use a function to write it. So instead of writing the same code over, you can use that same code and put it inside a function and use it whenever you need it. For example, let's give a variable. Let's name because Jonathan. Let's say we want to console log it to the, let's say want to write this name to the console, so we say console log name, we save it, and we have Jonathan right here. Now function can take parameter to make it first with a dynamic. For example, let's give argument a parameter called name right here. So this is taking a parameter name, and say console log whatever name we pass to this function will be console log right here. So for example, now we have to give it a parameter. So let's give it the name parameter right here. So when we save it, it get Jonathan. Let's say we didn't put anything here. We save it. It's undefined because it is looking for this name parameter. Let's say we just say John. We save it. This John is passed into this parameter we pass in here, so it works. A good example is, for example, you can see we're using a lot of console log console log, console log, console log, console log. So let's write a function that each time we want to use console log, we call the function, and then we pass in the string, the text we want to write to the console log. So I will create another function called function write test, like give it a name of write test, and let's give it a parameter called text, and this will be the string whatever we want to output to the console log. So say console the log test. The test we pass to the function will be output in the console. So for example, let's say let's call this function write test, and we'll pass in a string called my name is, and then let's concatenate the name Jonathan, and right here we save it, we have it right here. My name is Jonathan. This is passed in this parameter right here, and this is passed here. So I hope that makes sense. So like make a quick example right for the is Mary right here. Let's copy this, let's paste it right here. Let's uncomment this real quick. The is Mary. Let me copy this. And paste it right here. Let me uncomment this. So instead of any console.log right here, you can just say write test, and we provide a test we want to output, which in this case yes right here v, and then we do the same thing right here. So let me copy this, paste right here, and I just say nope. And then we had a yes. Now these are just like a small example for the function, but in the future we will work more on function, and you see how to use it in different scenarios. So that will be it for the function. Next we start talking about arrays. So in this section we start talking about arrays, and write a little comment here. So what are arrays? Array is a collection of variable or item. So let's first learn how to create an array. Let's create an array of names. Let's say let name equals, and two brackets, and that's how you create an array. And inside of it you specify your values. So let's say Mike, Jonathan, John. Then specify number, say 25. Let's pass a boolean value or true. And this is how you create an array. So just a regular variable, so let's say let age equals 25, but just a regular variable, you can only specify one value, but when you want to specify more than one value, one option to go is an array, and that is the collection of multiple variables. So you can have name, string, and number, data type, and boolean data type. Let's console log this by using our function from the previous session. So let's say write test, and then we want to print out the array, so we specify the name of array. We save it. You can see right here. And this is our array. Now let's see how you can access the value inside an array. Let's say we want to get a name Mike inside our array. We do so by specifying the array name. So in this case name, and we use the brackets. It's right 0. Now let's try to cancel like this. So I say writes text we save this, say Mike, but right here we can see 1 2 3 4 5, but when we specify 0 it gives us Mike, because with array is a 0 base, and the sort of first element inside an array is 0, the second one is 1, the third one is 2, and so forth. So let's say we want to see Jonathan. All we have to do, let me copy this and with this, it will be 1, and then there we have it, Jonathan. Let's say you want to find out how many elements total inside an array. Alright, we use the .length property. So it say the array name, the dot, and then it's just a length. We save it. We got 5. There's total of 5 elements inside our array. So 1 2 3 4 5. The down line will give you the amount of element inside of an array. So that's how you find out how many elements are inside an array. To get the last element inside an array, for example, we want to get this true. This could have like 0 1 2 3 and got 4. When you say write test name, that 4, it give us true. But let's say we add another element here. Let's say we say pizza. It say give us true, but let's say we want to get a last element every single time. So to get the last element inside an array every time, this is how you do it. Say write, specify our name, the brackets. Now we want to get the total amount of the element inside of the array and minus 1. So you can say name down length minus 1. Now this right here we turn to a number. So in this case we have 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So there will be something like 6 minus 1, which should go to 5. So we have 0 1 2 3 4 5. So save it. There we have it. We had a pizza right here. Let's say we give another element, let's say 20, 120. Save. Now 120 is not the last element. To get our first elements in an array, we use this. Get the last one is the total amount of elements in an array, and we minus 1. Take it 1 from. Now let's see how we can change a value inside an array. Let's say we want to change the Jonathan to say Michael. All you have to do is specify the array name, specify the index, in this case as 0 1. So 1 we give us Jonathan. Now we say equals to Michael. We save it. Nothing happened here. Now let's cancel out the array again to see the new values. So console the log name. We save it. Now as you can see right here, I don't mic but here until the Jonathan it have Michael, as we say. See it right here. So it changed. The rest stay the same. Now that's how you change value. Now let's take a look at some method that come in array. Let's say you want to add another item at the end of an array. We use the push method. So we say, let's say you want to add value chicken at the end of the array. So you say name dot push and specify your value here. So in this case, chicken. And let's cancel that like this. Name. We save it. Let me comment this one out. We go back to the original one. Now we have the chicken at the end right here. So push the push method add item at the end of the array. Now let's see how you can remove an element from the end on an array. So let's say we use the pop method name that pop, just like that. We save it and let's cancel that login. Our array. Now you see chicken is removed. So that's how you remove an item from the end of an array. So pop now let's see how you can add item at the beginning of an array. Do so we use the unshift method. So name the unshift to spread of value here. Let's say false and let console log name. We save it. Now here we have false. Now false is the first element. So unshift adds item at the beginning Now let's see how you can remove an item from the beginning of an array by using the shift method. So name the shift let console we save it. Now the false is gone. So shift so that will be it for the array. Next we start talking about object. So in this session we start talking about briefly about object. So what are objects? For example, let's go back to the previous example. For example, we had an array here with a collection of items. So we had our name Mike here. But let's say you want more to add more information about Mike. For example, his birth year, his last name, whether he's married or not, his siblings. You cannot do that with arrays because array only accept one value. So in that case we use an object which is a key and value pair. We specify a key and a value. So to create an object, let's create a mic object. Let mic, and we use the curly brackets. Let's say we want to add his first name. Is the key. So first name colon, it specifies the value. So Mike. Let's say last name Doe. Say birth year, his birth year. Let's say 1992. Like how his siblings, the sibling. And we can specify an array here to add the name of his sibling. So let's say John, Patrick, Michelle. I have one more, Peter. Now let's add a boolean value here. Let's say is Mary, and let's set that to false. Let's save it. Nothing happens. So this is an object. The property is that his name, last name, birth year. Now let's see how we can access the value inside an object. Let's say we want to get his first name. Like console log it, console.log. Then we specify the object. Send this Mike. Put a dot. Then we specify the property that we want. So in this case, first name. We save it, and then we have it right here, Mike. That's one way to do it. This is another way to access the value. Say Mike again, but in this case we use the brackets, quotation, and we specify the property. So let's say first name again. We save it, and we have Mike again. Actually, let's say last name. Doe. Let's see how we can change a value inside an object. Let's say we want to change the birth year. All you have to do is so the object that the property you want to change, so birth year. Yeah, and equals and specify your new value. So let's say 1990. And like console like the new birth year. So console the log birth year. Save it. Now 1990, no longer 1992. Let me show you another way to access the value inside an object. You can use variable to do so. Let's say let birth year equals birth year. So we can see this path here correspond to this. So with that we can console log and can use our variable. Let's just say birth right here. We save it 1990 because we change it right here, as you can see. So that's another way to access variable, and this is how you change it. So that'll be for object. Next we start talking about loops. So in this section we start talking about loops. So what is a loop? A loop is used to execute the same block of code over until a condition is met. As long as the condition is true, it will keep executing until it becomes false, then it stops. So first, one of the most popular is for loop, which we go over in this session. So let's say we want to loop from 0 to 10. This is how we do it. For a for loop, for let 0, that the initializer we starting at 0. Then with the condition, say I less than or equals to 10, and then we increment I by 1. Let's say I plus plus. And inside here, that's where we specify the code that needs to be run as long as the condition is met. So in this case, let's write the 0 to 10. We can select I, save it. Right here, you can see right here 0 all the way to 10. But let's say we didn't include the equal sign right here. It stop at 9. But let's say you want to have the 10 equal. So this is the initializer. It said the I 0, so we start at 0. We print out. Then it add 1. So the next will be 1. So it goes back here, say now I is equal 1 is 1 less than equals 10, true. So it prints 1, so add 1, so it's 2, and go back here. It doesn't until we get to 10, and then we say plus 11, and go back here. Is 11 less than equal to 10? No, so it stopped. I hope that makes sense. A good example for loop is a looping through an array. So let me copy this array and let loop through this array to print out the value inside the array. So let me comment this one out. Again, we say for initializer I, let I equals 0, I less than the total amount of element here, the length. So name that length will give us the total amount of element inside the array. Then we increase I by 1 by I plus plus. So this code will continue to run as long I is less than the total amount of element here. So in this case, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this spot right here is 7. So as long I less than 7, it will keep running. First it will start by 0. Then we check, it will add 1. So that for the next iteration is 1. It will come back and say is 1 less than 7, which is true. It will run again. So the next iteration will be 2. It will come back here is 2 less than 7, to the point that this become false. So in this here, say console the log, the name of our loop, so name, the bracket, specify the I, because each time I will start with 0, so it'll be something like this, name 0, then come back, name 1, and so forth until we print everything. So let's save it, save this, and then we have right here all the values from Mike all the way to the 120. So that's how you loop through an array using for loop. Now let's talk about while loop. It does the same thing on the for loop, only it's a little bit different. So let's try to write 0 to 10 again for a while loop. First we identify the initializer. Let me comment this thing. So say let I equals to 0, and then we say while, and then we specify the condition I less than or equals to 10. Then we cancel the log I, and then we increase the increments. We save it and we save it out of from 0 to 10. Now you can see for the for loop we identify the initializer, the condition, and the increments all within this block. For the while loop you specify the initializer outside, the condition going between this bracket, the parentheses, and then the increment is the last inside of the block code. So let's try to do it for the array also using while loop. So let me comment this. So let's I equals 0 while I less than name than length name I, then we increment the initializer, we save, and the same thing. So that's it for the loops. Next we start talking about DOM and event listeners. So in this session we start talking about DOM. So what is the DOM? DOM stands for document object model. It's a structured representation of an HTML document. So for example, this is a DOM element, this is a DOM element, this is a DOM element. This session we go briefly over how to manipulate, how to select a DOM element, and how to change stuff on it. So for example, let's say we want to select all these boxes and give them a background color of blue and a text color of white. When we go back to our HTML, we see our boxes are inside a container and they all have a class box. So how do we select an element inside of a HTML with JavaScript? First, let's define the bit called boxes that will hold all our boxes. We use document query selector. Now you can see we have selector and quick selector all. Let's try the first one, selector. So quotation, and we specify the what do you want to select, either an ID or just an element or the class. In this case it's a class. I can remember to select a class CSS or the dot and the class name. So in this case backs. We save it. Nothing happened. Now let's try to console log this. Backspace. So it only gave us one, the first one, but we have three. Query selector, just we get the first element that is specified. So in this case, only grab the first element that had a class backs and ignore the rest. So if you want to get all the element with the class backs, you use the second option called all. Query selector all. And now I give it a node list like an array, gets all the three backs inside. You can see. Now let's try to change the background color and the text color. And so in this case, as you can see, it's like an array. And then last session we talked about how to loop through an array to perform an action. So let's use the for loop to loop through this. Back say each one of these. So say for, and let's we stop at this. Again, an array is either 0 base index, so 0, and then the conditions I less than the backslash that length, and then we increment I by 1. And then what do we want to do now to style? So just now let's change the background color and the text color. So say backslash brackets I, whichever we looping through at that time, we get the properties of style. Then we want to change the background color by specifying the background color uppercase C equals our value. That's blue right here. Nice. Now let's change the text color. So again we say backs says I style color right. Now as you can see here, with this we had a camel case, the first word lowercase but the first letter, the second one uppercase, but this here we have just lowercase. To style anything we're using JavaScript, if the property your styling is 2 words more than 1 word, the first word lowercase and the second word, the first letter, the second word is uppercase. So again, example in just CSS, we have something like background color. With JavaScript, you have to capitalize the second letter, the first letter, the second word. So let's see the results. You can see right here, it changed the background color and it changed the text color. If we go suspect element right here, this is our backs, you can see something right here. It gave it the style for the background color blue and the color white. I can see in our previous tutorial on CSS when learning about inline styling. So this is inline styling right here. So every time we try to style something using JavaScript, it will be inline. So that's how you select an element using JavaScript, and this is how you loop through an array again to change the styling. So next, let's talk about event listeners. So first, you have an event. So events are notification that are sent to tell the code that something happens. And an event listener is a function that performs based on a specific event. So for example, let's create a button that once you click it, it will hide this whole container that had a box. So let's go inside our HTML and we introduce you to another element, the button element. And I give it a class hide. And then I give it a class hide. Let's say show hide. We save it. Nothing fancy. When you click, nothing happens. Let's give a little bit of space right here. Be off. We click, nothing happens. Now let's use JavaScript to add the click event listener to it. So once you click, it will hide this. So first, let's get our container that we want to hide. And right here, we have a class called container. So we say let's container. Now we can give it any name that you want. Equals query. Equals document. That query selector. Now we only need one container, so we can use the selector just one. And then we specify the selector right, so container. Now let's get a button. So I just say btn equals document the query selector. We give it a class called hide. We save it. Let me get rid of this real quick. So nothing. So this get the button. So I add the event listener to the button. So it's a btn that add events listener. Now you can see schema case right here. Parenthesis, and we want to add a click event listener. There's more than one event listener. In this tutorial, we're just going to talk about a click. So the function that we want to perform, the action we want to perform. Inside the function, we specify what we want to happen. Let's say we want to alert something. Alert. You click me. Now let's see. Right here. So you click me. Let's say I want to cancel log this. When you click. Right. You have it right here. You click me. Now we want to hide this. So what do we do? We grab the container. And we set style. We get asset of property called display. And we set it to none. We save it. And let's see. Click, it disappears. And as you can see right here, the container and the style is set none. Now let's try to click it again. Now it's not showing. So we need a way that when we click it, it will show. If the container is already visible, it will hide it. If we click again, if the container is invisible, it will show it. So let's add a class. Let's create a class that once we click on the button, it will add a class to the container to hide it, and when we click again, we remove the class to show it the container. So let's go back to our CSS. Let's go to the bottom right here, and let's say hide show, and then let's set a display to none. We save it. Now nothing happened. Once click, nothing happened. But once we go back to our JavaScript, let's remove this so we can see our container. We click, nothing happened. Now let me show you how to add a class to the element we're using JavaScript and how to remove. So let's add first container, the class list, the add quotation mark, and you specify the class that you want to add. So hide show. Now you see you don't need to add a period here. Now let's save it. Now you see our container does not have this class, but once we click it, it add a class hide show to it. Now, so let me show you how to remove a class from an element. In that case, we go back here, let's add a class that we need to, let's say hide show. Now we want to remove this class. I'm going to comment this one out. Now it had a hide show, and then remove it. Let me copy this, paste it. Instead of add, it become remove. We save it. Now once I click it, I show it remove it. I can see. Now we need a way to add and remove by clicking it. So when we click it, since it's showing, it will add a class to hide it, and when we click it again a second time, it will remove the class to show it. So let me remove this, and that give us the third option. It's called toggle. So we copy this, paste here. Let me comment this out. Instead of remove, it's like toggle. We save it. Now let's try hide show it. It add a class. You can see right here. We click again, it remove the class. So that's event listener. Again, click is not the only one, there are multiple of them, but in this session, this tutorial, we only go over click. During app project, we go over a few others. Next week tutorial, we start working on a project, so be sure to like, share, and subscribe, then hit the bell notification icon so be notified when I release the next tutorial. As for now, that'll be it for the JavaScript Crash Course. Thank you for watching, and see you next week.